Welcome back to another video. Today we are reviewing the newest addition to my favorite franchise, Halloween. I have a theory for the follow-up to this movie, so stay tuned up to the end to hear about the possible plot for the next film. Now, in our review videos, we try to keep it simple and as spoiler-free as possible, starting with the movie title and general release information. Then we get into the details while trying to avoid spoilers, but be warned, this will not be completely spoiler-free, concluding with the Rotten Tomato scores and my personal opinion and thoughts of the movie. So if you like this content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Now let's get into the video. This weekend, October 19th, we had the release of Halloween.
I've waited for him.
The stage is set 40 years after the original Halloween film. Now, if you haven't heard by now, this film is a remake slash reboot of sorts. The only remaining film in the timeline is part 1, and this picks up 40 years later with Laurie preparing for Michael Myers' inevitable return to Haddonfield. With this being the new official part 2 to the series, we see a whole new approach to the dynamic of hunter versus prey. That is evident in the fact that Laurie is no longer an unsuspecting victim. She is aware and has 40 years of obsessed preparation for this exact moment, which is part of the theory that I hint to in the beginning of this video, which I will talk about at the end. Laurie is portrayed as the grandmother outcasted from the family for her obsession slash PTSD from the events with Michael Myers. Little do they know that her obsession is going to seem extremely warranted once Michael escapes from his bus that was transferring him to another institution. Now, in the very beginning, we meet these two reporters that are creating a podcast that's surrounding the Michael Myers murders. They attempt to interview Michael before his transfer in the infamous scene that we saw in the trailer where they pull out his mask. This ultimately seems like the worst decision these guys could have ever made, as it does kind of seem to trigger the demon inside of Michael to reawaken. Also a huge part of the reason why they moved to the top of his murder list. The guy wants his mask back. It has sentimental value. Now before that, at the hospital, we meet Dr. Sartain, a student of Dr. Loomis and the current doctor that's responsible for Michael Myers. In the beginning, he seems to be intrigued with Michael Myers, but later we find that it is a true obsession with finding out at any cost what his motives are, leading to Michael Myers' second escape after almost being captured by Officer Hawkins. The doctor's obsession makes him seem, or actually makes him, less worried about everybody's safety and more interested in letting Michael see through his obsession with hunting down Laurie. His obsession ultimately leads to his death because although Michael is fixated on Laurie, he forgets that Michael kills everything in his path to Laurie. Now the second escape leads to the ultimate face-off between him and Laurie at Laurie's bunker of a home, which is where we see the biggest difference in the hunter versus prey. Laurie is too well prepared for Michael, and Michael's ultimate fixation with capturing his prey leads to his capture. Michael's capture leads to his ultimate demise as he is captured in the basement. Laurie has rigged the whole entire house to burn down to a crisp with Michael in it as he is stuck in the basement. Or does he? If you stay for the ending credits in true Marvel storyline after credit scenes, you'll hear a faint breathing as if through a mask, which is a hint at something. This hints that Michael will make his return, and with a box office record-breaking weekend, that only further supports that he will be back. Now this movie landed an exceptional Rotten Tomato score by horror movie standards, an 80% by critics and a 78% by viewers. It's not often that I agree with critics, but even 80% to me seems too low. The movie is a masterful new addition to the storyline while still keeping the original feel. They tie in a crazy amount of Easter eggs that pays respect to the original films by either subtle hints or blunt scene mirroring. With that being said, they still deliver a fresh new feel with a whole new dynamic to the hunter and victim storyline. This movie is a definite must watch, and for someone like myself, that will be more than once. Now, as far as my theory goes, it revolves around the fact that bus crashed extremely mysteriously. Was he assisted in getting out of there? Laurie was well prepared, she knew that he was gonna escape, and when he did escape, she did her best to get him to come to her. She also made that comment to the cop, Officer Hopkins, where basically she says she's been preparing for this day. Has she been preparing so much that she actually prepared a plan to help him escape so that she could kill him? Now, if we all know, Michael Myers is extremely superhuman. Nothing ever seems to kill him. He's been shot in the eyes in the next movie. He could see perfectly fine. So we hear him breathing at the end credits, and then we have this whole, how did he escape so mysteriously? Why did that bus crash? So I think that is gonna be part of what leads into the sequel to this. Maybe we'll have the opening scene showing Laurie helping that or assisting that bus in its crashing. Who knows? We'll see. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review as well as the movie in theaters. If you like this content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you've seen the movie with your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Now don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained?